disclaimer.
All right, so as you guys like wake up, Meepo looks at all of you and he says, "Good morning, new friends. Good morning. Good morning. Did all of you sleep well?"
Good morning, Meepo.
Now that we all are new friends, I don't think I got all your names besides this big man over here, Borg. And he comes over to you and he like pats your leg.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're bros.
Well, I'm Thynevenom, and over to my left is this is Jonathan.
Hello, Jonathan. And then he like puts his hand out to like shake what none of you can see besides Thynevenom.
I kind of just roll my eyes.
Well, this is new. Nobody ever acknowledges Jonathan is here.
He's the only human in the room.
Or maybe not Jesus Christ. What's my God's name again? Jesus Christ.
I'm confused.
Anyway, who are you two over here?
I'm Lenna.
Hello. And how about you?
Big.
You have big, strong hand. I like your sword.
Sharp.
Who's a sharp?
Sharp.
Falkus is a man of few words.
That's understandable. There's some kobold in here that are very few words. Some of them like me, some of them don't. Anyway, where would you like to go? I can help you go through the dungeon. Your citadel tend to take you through the back way, and not the front way. The front way is trapped.
Wait, okay, yeah.
It's
let's
to
go
keep
the back way then.
The front way is trapped to keep goblins.
Is that the way we came in?
The front way? No. The front way to the goblin lair has many traps, many big traps. They're reset by the kobolds every hour.
Okay, watch your step, Falkus. So there's no traps this back way? Is there enemies? Is there anything we have to worry about this back way?
If there's any traps, I'd let you know that I know of. But the back way has less goblins.
Less goblins. Okay, so there's still goblins. Okay, well, good to know. All right, yeah, let's head this back way.
So he's gonna take you all out the room, and we're gonna go kind of back toward sort of where you guys like came in. Like where you guys came in is sort of close to the back way. Like you were getting there. So he takes you back into the room that you like met him in. Yeah.
Like the fire pit and the cage and whatnot. Is there anything on that table that we need while we're in here? I want to search that table. You said there was things on it.
Yeah. So do you guys want to investigate this room that you're in now? Yeah. Okay.
I want to see if there's like anything important or anything that looks like suspicious or something that would catch my eye.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
17.
Alright, so looking around the room, specifically on that, you do see that the bench serves as sort of this like tiny little altar, and on top of it is some green dye, a paintbrush made of goblin hair, like for the bristles, and 4 tiny jade figurines of a dragon.
So are the figurines like identical? There's like 4 identical jade figurines, or the dragon's different?
Yeah, they're identical. They look a little different, but you know you can tell that they're supposed to be like the same thing. Yeah, they're just made
there's
from
like
different
handmade,
jades.
there's like the differences kind of thing.
Yeah, and also while you're looking around after you pick up one of those, you notice that in the middle of the fire pit there's another jade figurine.
Is it also a dragon?
Yes.
Okay. Does it look any different at all? Does it look the same? Like I'm
It
curious
looks
why
the
it's
same.
higher.
It's just it looks the same. It's just in the fire. Also, when you're looking around in the fire, you notice that the fire pit has some charred kobold bones and armor. And looking at that closer, give me a nature or a survival check. You see something else in the fire pit.
13.
You'll notice that there's some scales in the middle of the fire pit. They look to be some white dragon scales.
White dragon. Can I take? Can I take one? How many is there?
Yeah, but you'll also see that there's some dragon scales in that cage, and the draconic on the walls. Since Borg knows draconic, he can read that the draconic on the walls. The symbols crudely reads, "Here there be dragons." But yeah, you can take any of those things that you want. I was just giving you a basic.
I for sure want to take the dragon scales, and I want to ask Meepo about the figurines if he knows anything about them.
I was gonna ask what everything on the table is used for.
Yeah. How many dragon scales?
Probably, I'd say there's about 3 throughout like the whole room that you could take.
So like 3 white dragon scales.
Yeah, white dragon wormling. So like a little baby like dragon. And you said you asked what the jade.
If anything on the table is used for like any ritualistic purposes.
Yeah, I'm the dragon keeper. I would take jades and I would make these little statues and use them for offering to Kalsarix. It's a little altar to her and the older dragon that came before. Ashadalan.
Can I also ask what the pit was used for?
It's mostly just a big fire pit. So the kobolds would hang around when we would have rituals to Kalsarix. Or sometimes if a kobold's really bad and tries to side with goblins, it gets burned in the pit.
Okay. Wait, there was armor in there?
Yeah, there was some
kobold bones and armor.
Yeah, so like kobold armor, like kind of bits of it.
Is anything like intact enough to wear?
No.
I mean, kobolds are tiny, aren't they? They're like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, they're like tiny, so.
Are they?
Yeah.
Or evening.
You could take the jade statues if you want. They would be worth money.
Were you allowed to?
Meepo will let you take 2.
2 of the jade statues?
Yes. But we must leave 2. There must always be 2 statues on there. So take the one from the fire pit first.
Why must there always be 2?
It's just tradition.
Tradition, huh? Fair enough.
Are the statues still in the likeness of
That's what I was wondering too.
what was his name? Kalsarix?
Yes, and what it's supposed to be what they might look like when they get older.
Well, actually, gotta get us. Do we know what color dragon Kalsarix is? Like what dragon he is? Do we know?
Yeah, he's white.
He is white. Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious if those white scales had anything that could do with that.
Mm-hmm. If there's nothing else you'd want to do in this room, he would lead you up to this door up here.
There's nothing in the cage, right?
There were just a couple scales. Like, assumably, there were more of the scales were in the cage than in the pit. So you only found like 1 in the pit.
Okay, I see. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go up there.
Okay, go through this door. Then he would lead you through this corner, over this door, over here at the end of the hallway. There's nothing special about this hallway. It's just, a big hallway.
Just to get to the next area.
Yeah, it's just a corridor.
The loading screen.
Yeah, it's the loading screen. And then he would take you through this door here. So as you enter this room, it's just another empty chamber. But you notice that there's a lot of like rat droppings and crumbling flagstones and stains around the room.
Like bloody stains, like other stains. What are we talking?
Give me a perception check.
7. Not very hot.
What's your passive perception? Your passive perception is 11. Okay. Yeah, so looking around the room, you notice it's like pretty dusty. And there might be some tracks in the room. Any of you can give me a survival check.
I got a 14.
You'll notice that there's been some tracks through here. The most recent ones would be the rat tracks. They look to be maybe day old or so, like some rats going through here. You would assume so since you've ran into so many. When you're looking closer, you'll see that maybe about like a month old. There's maybe 3 or 4, you can't tell because it looks like they're walking in a group, but 3 or 4 like humanoid size foot tracks heading north.
Is that also how the map is oriented? Is the top of the map north?
Correct, yes.
Is there any like defining characteristics of these footprints?
No.
Yeah, is it like shoe prints? Is it like, do we see those
human-sized. There's human-sized footprints.
Those also look about a day old?
No, they're about a month.
Those ones are older.
Yeah, those ones are older. You only see one set of those opposed to like multiple sets of rat tracks that have been going through the room. The rat tracks don't just head north. The rat tracks head every which direction.
We continue?
Yeah, we continue.
All right.
Take note of all that and continue.
So dust and odd bits of stony debris and rubble lie scattered on these floors. An ornate fountain is built into the eastern wall. Through cracked Though cracked and stained, the fountain's overarching carving of a divine dragon retains its beauty. A relief-carved stone door stands on the western wall. What would you guys like to do?
I definitely want to check out if there's anything particular with that fountain. Or if it's just a fountain, like is there special properties to the water? Is there anything fancy about it? Like something like that. Or if it is just normal.
Yeah. If any of you want to give me like a investigation check.
Proficient, or
I rolled a nat 20, so.
that'll do.
Looking around this room, you do notice that dust in the room all looks the same as the last room, and the tracks seem to be the same. You see three or four humanoid tracks heading north, and then bunch of scattering rat tracks. So I'm going to say Borg's looking at the fountain, since you specifically said that you wanted to look at the fountain. Put you over there. So looking at it, you can see that there's like a thin layer of scum that coats the fountain basin, but it's otherwise dry. You do notice that the fountain emits a bit of an aura. It could have a magical and then you're looking at the basin of it, and you see at the bottom, it's like mostly worn away, but there's an inscription in the basin that says, "Let there be fire."
There be fire.
So as you say that out loud, the dragon basin, or the dragon, starts to release a small reddish liquid into the bottom of the basin, and it just slowly accumulates in the bottom of the basin.
It's slowly filling up.
Yeah, it's slowly filling up, and it just fills the bottom of the basin a bit, and nothing else happens. And you notice that after it gets done spitting all of the red liquid out, the magical aura that you could see around it disappears.
I would take my tinderbox and try to light it on fire.
When you do that, nothing happens to the liquid. Like, you try to light it on fire and nothing happens to the liquid. But you do see that the liquid is kind of like smoky. Like it's smoking like a black smoke soot type thing. It's not like filling the room or anything, like being it doesn't look like it would be deadly to you, but it has like
It's dangerous.
yeah, no, it doesn't look dangerous. It just looks like it has like a small little smoke coming out of it. Since you are underground, I'm just saying there are vents through this throughout this cavern thing that have been built by the rats that lead obviously throughout the levels of the fortress. So there is air, so any type of smoke that would be coming up would not be filling this room. It would be coming and going out of those air pockets.
Falkus, you have bottles, don't you?
You have 2 glasses.
Do you think it's worth it to maybe take them with us? We can I have no idea if this is important or not. Can I do like a divine sense on this, or like some sort of investigation check? See if it's important. What is this stuff?
Divine sense is for humans. You'd have to have detect magic.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Does any of you have a medicine proficiency?
Yes.
You could collect some of it in a bottle, and then you could hand it to Thynevenom, and I would say, what's your passive wisdom? Because that's a wisdom check, right? Yeah. What's your passive wisdom?
12.
12. Okay. I would say if you look at it, I can let you, as long as you guys want to do it, I would let you know what it is.
Yeah. I say we bottle it up and have them check it out.
Okay, so
This obviously seems some kind of important.
You'll have to use 1 vial to completely fill it, so to be able to get a thing. So you would have to take away 1 vial.
I very reluctantly, and you guys can see the hesitation in my hands as I pull it out and pop the cork and look it up.
Okay, so as you hand it over to Thynevenom and you look at it, you've seen this type of liquid before. Thynevenom's seen this type of liquid before, and you notice it to be a potion of fire breath.
I was kind of thinking that it could be used like a weapon somehow. I thought it was going to be like a Molotov.
Okay.
That's cool stuff.
Yeah, is that something we have to consume?
Yes. So, how that works, after drinking this potion, you can use a bonus action to exhale fire at a target within 30 feet of you. The target must make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw, taking 4d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The effect ends after you exhale the fire 3 times or when an hour has passed. The potion's orange liquid flickers and smoke fills to the top of the container and wafts out whatever whenever it is opened. So that same kind of smoke effect is collected in the bottle. It doesn't cause pressure or anything.
So it's not gonna like pop the cork.
Yeah, it's not going to pop the cork, but it would seep out. It finds a way to seep out.
It's like a widget protection. So
Yeah.
Bubbling.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah,
Cool.
so you guys get a potion of fire breath.
Who do you think is the best to carry that and possibly use it?
I'm gonna give it back to Falkus.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Yeah, I agree
Right,
with that.
so you can add
look
one.
at Jonathan and I say, hey, he could become a dragon for a little bit if he drinks this.
Also, on the western door, I will say, since Thynevenom's sort of over by it, so you're over in that corner, you do kind of notice like a colder breeze, which feels very strange, like coming from like that end of the room. And Borg can also see that there's a draconic inscription on the door. Also, the door has a carving of a skeletal dragon on it. The draconic inscription on the door says, "Rebuke the dead, open the way."
I repeat that out loud to the group. That sounds like, I would say, field of expertise. Just saying.
What was this,
Thynevenom.
what's his name? Meepo?
Yeah, Meepo.
Meepo, yeah.
Yeah, Meepo.
I just want to ask him if he knows what's behind this door.
So, from what Meepo know, no one's been able to open it, but it's we've seen it before, but it's very cold when you get close to it. Most kobold don't come down here. I've only been down here once, but it gets kind of scary because that's where the goblins starts to come.
Rebuke the dead.
Yeah, it says rebuke the dead, open the way. If any of you want to go up to it, it seems like Thynevenom's thing.
Right, and do an investigation on the door itself.
While Thynevenom's investigating the door, you're not trying to open it yet, right? You want to look at it and whatnot? Okay. So when you look at it, you can see that, like, you definitely notice that the cold is coming from this room. Like, it's seeping out of, like, that door. And as you're touching the door, it's, like, almost chill to touch. Like, it's very freezing cold. As Borg's looking around the room, he notices above you that there is, like, a small slit. Or like a slot, and it looks like it could be like some sort of trap.
Oh, awesome.
Looking at it like much closer, you do see it's about the ceiling above you is about 10 feet. You notice that there is like a small blade inside.
Okay.
It does look like this blockage, like it's a small enough slit that if you guys like teamed up, you could block what's coming through it. Like it's a sprung trap, so like something would spring it, but it's a very small blade.
So you're saying like if you like get up to it, like basically like stop it from coming out, like I can.
Yeah, you look like you could either could like block it or like possibly like disarm it. You can like see it enough through this slit that it looks like it's you could tamper with it.
I don't have any skills that would help me disarm.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I have the thieves' tools. What check would be required to disarm?
Dexterity check.
Anyone got some good decks?
No.
I have
I'm
a
a big
plus
chunky boy.
1.
I got 10 with a plus 0.
Falkus,
What do you have, Falkus? You're like a blood hunter. Do you have like high dexterity?
Yeah, I'm a +1 with 13.
That's what I have.
Okay, so probably either of you guys.
If you guys, since I would say none of you are like really tall enough to get up there
I was gonna say,
together,
like,
you
make
would
it
need to
bold
be
to it,
two.
make it like a
I'll
little action.
whichever two of you has the best like the dexterity. So I'm assuming it's going to be Lenna and Falkus. You two can both roll, and we'll see what you get. Just both of you can roll.
I got 4.
Did you say you got 15?
Well, but it's all
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say like working together with the both of you, you don't seem to be communicating much since both characters seem to be of very little word. You just see them kind of like grunting at each other. And like Lenna like hits like Falkus on the head like for a second, and then he like kind of like punches her in the leg, and you don't really know what's going on, but sooner or later just a scythe blade falls from the roof. Like it doesn't hurt any of you, and then
I was like,
and then like a bunch of like mechanisms fall down, and then Lenna jumps off Falkus, and they just kind of like grunt at each other and just like, you know, like nod yes.
Like, done.
Oh, is that right?
This task took about a minute, and the rest of you looked very confused. Like even Meepo's kind of confused.
Very wise one. Like, I worked with that man for 20 years, never knew his name. Best friend of my life. You said like a scythe drop? Is that like a weapon that anyone can use, or is it like specifically for a trap that no one can use it?
It is
Like that's something that someone could pick up?
it's just like the blade of a scythe, so it wouldn't be
Okay,
like the
okay.
full like
Like,
a
is it
whole
a
scythe.
usable weapon?
No, it's just like a small
Okay.
blade. If you do want to pick it up, you could like maybe throw it.
Boomerang.
Boomerang it.
Yeah, I could give you some like a plus hit to it and damage roll for it, but you'd only have one. You could throw it though.
You know, I mean, sure, yeah, I'll fucking put it with that. Yeah, fuck it.
All right, so it's just a scythe blade with a +5 to hit, and its damage is a 1d8. It would be piercing damage. How would you guys like to proceed?
Well, I mean, I would like to ask Thynevenom's opinion on the door. What he thinks.
He does know that it's very cold. That's like mostly what I told him.
Yes, it's cold. It's got a skeletal dragon on it.
I looked up the definition of rebuke because I had no idea. Express sharp disapproval or criticism of someone, in parentheses, because of their behavior or actions. So that's what rebuke means. Rebuke the dead. I hate riddles. I'm bad at riddles. Anyone have
It's
any
just
idea?
rebuke the dead.
Rebuke the
Rebuke
dead,
the dead and then...
open the way.
We're supposed to kill someone.
We breathe fire.
And then, yeah, Meepo says no one's opened it. Like, he has nothing. I say, because we're most likely not going to fucking come back here. Rebuke the dead. It's cold. There's fire-breathing potion across the way. Does that have anything to do with it? Do we have to go kill those skeletons? Do we have to rebuke the dead? Do you have to bring someone... I feel like the potion being across has something to do with it. It might want us to use it now. I don't know. Do we fucking burn the door down? Is that what it wants? Like, because there's rebuke the dead. Like, there's a dead dragon on the door.
I would say...
Is that the dead we need to rebuke?
I would say the door is like a stone, so it doesn't look like you would be able to like melt it or anything. It's just, it's
Like,
very
yeah.
cold because from what's coming from the other side of the room.
Sure. No, I didn't necessarily think we had to burn it down, but like, when it just more ceremoniously burn the door, I guess.
Yeah, that's up to
that's
you
all
guys.
I got. I got nothing. I'm not sure. We can always continue on too. We can't figure it out. It looks like there's a hallway splits up here.
Does anybody have the knock spell question out?
The what spell?
Called knock. If I remember correctly, it's like 5 or 10 minutes that it like takes away any logic spells on doors.
Sounds like a good ass spell. I mean, like joking, like, can I knock on the door? Does that do anything?
Yeah, no, you can knock on the door if you want.
I mean, I try it. Like I said, I got nothing, so like I'll try and knock on the door.
When you knock on the door, nothing, you don't hear anything. Nothing comes back.
Okay. I kind of figured, but you never know.
I've got nothing.
Yeah, we can continue on. Maybe we can even find something soon and come back, because, I don't know. Obviously, we're not going to, like, actually come back here. But yeah, we can continue on if we can't think of anything else.
Yeah, if you guys want to continue on, we can.
Yeah. I got nothing, so.
As you guys are going through this hallway, it starts to smell very musky. Like the air starts to smell thick coming from like the north. To your right is just kind of like a destroyed, what looked to may have been a hallway at one point to this fortress, but right now it's just a bunch of rubble with maybe some rat tracks around it. And to the left you do see a door, which Meepo will say, if we go through that door, it gets us to the back way to the goblins. But from what you can see forward to you through the north, you do notice that there's kind of like some sets of doors and maybe like some small rooms. They look to be like not like a cell, like a jail cell type thing, but like kind of like maybe like small rooms to like hold stuff in.
Like storage, or like would people say, like, would it be like a hospital or like a...
Maybe like
is it storage, you think?
maybe
Would I be able to tell?
You wouldn't really be able to tell from here, but you can tell that like maybe would lead to like small little rooms, just by how many like doors, and that each of the doors are like kind of open, and like maybe enough for like a small creature to slip through.
Okay, so like I probably wouldn't be able to fit in then, huh?
Yeah, well, and they're just open. That's just how they're open right now. They can.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I see.
they're like
Okay.
they are doors. But yeah, what would you guys
I
like to do?
asked Meepo about the small rooms I see up ahead before we head on. I asked him what's the deal with those.
Meepo's not too sure. I've never gone down this hallway. Most kobolds don't go past this area. They don't really like that other room just because of how kind of scary it is. It's kind of cold.
To our left is the back way, and the door and headed north. You don't know. You haven't been that far.
I haven't been up north, but I do know that to the left is the back way to the goblins. They normally don't roam around as much through that area.
Interesting. Okay. Can I go check out these rooms?
Can I do an investigation to see if there's any, or perception to see if there's any footprints around us?
Oh, yep. Good call. Good call.
Yep. Give me a footprints.
What's that? 13.
Looking around the room, you see that there's obviously a bunch of rat tracks, like as you'd see in the dust from before. The rat tracks, obviously, no more than a day old. Some possibly maybe more, but you do see humanoid foot tracks still.
Where do they head?
Looking closely, you'll see that some of the rat tracks look to be only minutes old, possibly. Moving forward, we're going to have Thynevenom go a little bit down into the hallway because he sees some tracks forward. You notice that there are the 4 sets of humanoid tracks going north.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking, if they were headed north still.
But on closer investigation, he sees that there's only 3 of those sets heading back south. They are, the ones heading north are older than the ones heading south.
Of the human footprints?
Yes. Only 3 of those returned
So
going
4
back
went
south.
up, 3 came back.
Interesting. I almost want to check out this north path first, but I don't know. I'm very curious.
I'll go with you.
I'm likely gonna end up fighting much more rats going north.
I mean, I would at least like to check out these rooms.
Yeah.
See if I can open these doors or anything and see if there's anything important inside.
Yeah.
If no one comes this way, I'm pretty sure no one claims any of it, so you don't have to steal anything.
So you
In
said
preparation for this, I'm going to be casting my false life.
No, but so yeah, when I'm walking in these rooms, if I can, my shield is up. I'm one-handing my sword, shield up.
okay. So which one do you want to go into first? There's 3 of these cells. Which one would you like to go into?
Sorry. Before we go in, I'm doing this stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Gives me 8 temporary HP.
Okay. So you said you want to go in this first room to the right?
Yeah, it's the one I'm closest to already. I'm like right there. So.
Okay. So as you're going to open this door, I need all of you to roll initiative.
There we go.
All the rats had ran out of the 3 rooms, so you're assuming there are no other rats, just because they ran out of the 3 rooms in front of the doors. But the noise of you opening the door, creaking it, is what attracted these rats.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
So first will be Lenna. Oh god, you're the farthest back.
Can I
It's not
use
too big of a hallway.
my bonus action to move up to my 30 feet?
You can. That's just your movement, so you can just move
Okay.
30 feet. Yeah.
And that's 6 squares.
Yeah, it'd be 6 squares. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get one I'm in front of and swing my great axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an 8.
So as you are charging through this hallway in a blood rage to go kill a rat because you've been just murdering rats throughout this entire dungeon, you swing at it and you swing a little bit too high and you kind of hit the wall, but you don't hit the rat. And then next is going to be Falkus.
This guy. Hang on, can you hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I did 5 damage.
Oh, what was the attack roll?
19 plus 5, 24.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Very
Yeah.
plus 30 is this rat.
Yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and describe to me how you murder this rat after like missing every attack before.
It's finally his time.
With extreme aggression, it's what's straight to the sword goes all the way out its butthole.
So that rat is going to be dead, and then next is gonna be Thynevenom.
I'm gonna cast a Sapping Sting on that Lenna. That's a Constitution saving throw.
Yes,
I'll
let
say
me.
it was 12.
Okay, so it rolled a 17.
Damn. That
Constituted rat.
Yeah, that you. So describe. What was that attack that you were doing?
sapping sting.
Okay, so like as you try to sap it, the like rat just kind of like shivers up, you know, and it just kind of like swoosh, like shakes off whatever you were trying to do. Next is going to be Borg. There is a dead rat, so that's just on the ground. Yeah, you can get through. I would say it would take an extra 5 to move through them real quick, just to kind of like push through since you're in a small hallway. Okay. Well, no, you could probably move through. It's about a 10-foot hallway. Yeah, you can move through that.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, because I was actually gonna move past this one, this super constituted rat, and actually hit this one in the back. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, give me an attack roll.
One hand in my sword, so
Yeah, give me an attack roll first.
Oh, right. Can I keep that roll? Because that was a good roll.
Yeah, you can roll as long as you get it.
Thick, okay. God damn it, I got an 8. So oh, no, +5. Oh, yeah. I honestly, I forget about that. Yeah. Okay.
So 8 plus 5? Yeah, so you hit it. So what was your damage?
11 damage.
Describe how you kill this rat.
So yeah, I sprint over, I just step on its tail so it can't escape, and then just chop it.
Alright, that rat dies. That was going to be the next one on the turn order. Meepo is going to move...
I totally knew that. Totally on purpose.
I would say Meepo is going to like, kind of like move over into like battle area, and he's going to kind of like cheer you guys on, you know, he's gonna actually, yeah, since he sees Borg do it and that was his friend, he is going to give you inspiration. So he like kind of yells at Borg. He's like, yeah, Borg, you get inspiration, so you can add inspiration. Okay, and then next is going to be this other giant rat, and since it noticed that Lenna had tried to swing at it, and it's just kind of like, you know, and like tried to be sapped. Yeah, it's kind of like tried to be sapped a little bit. It's going to just like run away.
Like a bitch.
Just watch 2 other rats die. Y'all get 10 experience.
Well, I still kind of want to see if there's anything worthwhile.
I'll check out this one on the bottom left.
Yeah, I'll check out the one on next.
I'll say Meepo goes through.
Meepo's a fucking one.
I'll go to this one on the left.
You all like kind of just like poke through these nests, and you see that they were obviously rats' nests. And you guys find 11 silver pieces.
Oh, damn.
3 gold pieces.
Is this each, or is this split between among us?
This would be split between you guys. Like I'm just gonna say
Okay.
you guys like are investigating all of these rooms right now since you guys want
Cool.
to do that. And then you also find one like little gem. It's kind of like the same color as the jade, but it's not as like big. I'd say that's probably worth about 5 GP.
And
So it was-
the humanoid footprints keep going north, right?
Yes.
I can hang on to the
I was saying the jade. Yeah, that's fine.
gem. I have the other statue of Sunless later.
Yeah. Well,
Was it a jade or just a gem?
It was the jade.
what do we want to do next? I would say, do we want to continue north, or we want to go back and just go the back way?
So as you're walking out
curious
that
now.
I'm curious.
as you're walking out that room, Borg, you kind of look to your right and you notice that the cobblestone floor that keeps going north is there's actually 2 trap doors in this room they're blocked by iron spike. I'll indicate those in a minute. And then the north wall also seems to hold a dry fountain that's carved with the overarching divine dragon. But there's a faint rotting stench that is like kind of coming from this room that you can smell since you're like the closest one. And right here and right here were 2 traps that look to be they were jammed open.
So there's like a spike pit right there, basically.
Yeah, if you want to investigate it, since you're like kind of looking, you like look in, and you notice that it's like a 20-foot drop, like kind of down into it. You can walk over this cobblestone. It's very much jammed. You can tell you can walk. There's footprints going over it too.
Okay, so it is safe for us.
Yeah, do notice at the bottom there seems to be like rat bones and rusted like metal bits and like some filth. And then kind of like looking looking at the floor more, you do notice that the tracks that you'd seen before, they do go through this room, and the 4 tracks go towards that western door with that other trap that's jammed, and obviously again there are only 3 tracks coming back.
So like the track, does it go like left first and then up towards like the wall, or does it go up towards the fountain and then left from the fountain?
They look like they just go through the door, like they're going like through the door.
Because if there's that stench, I'd like to go check out the fountain, see what's different about it.
From your first glance at it, you're noticing that it looks remarkably like the last one. So let's see. Give me a perception check.
13.
You notice it looks fairly similar, but there seems to be a tube in this dragon's mouth. Like the other one didn't have a tube; it just was its normal, like the carving and like that potion that came out would have fell out of it. This one seems to have like a little tube in it, but that's all you can tell.
Do I see another inscription? And if not, can I
Say the words that were on the inscription in the first one. See if that does anything.
Looking down into it, you do see that there is that same start of a inscription, but this one says, "Let there be death."
Death.
So when you say that out loud, there seems to be a mist that starts spraying out of the dragon's mouth. You notice that there's like a small little tube canister at the bottom.
So as this is happening, I call over Thynevenom, just assuming, since he knew the last one, he might know this one. So I kind of wave to him to come over here as this is happening.
Thynevenom, what are you doing?
So I call out to you and beckon you over.
Yeah, so as this is happening...
You would.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Look at this.
Give me a medicine check again.
We're looking at a 22.
So as that's happening, you notice there's this like little tiny like little canister at the bottom of, say, let me like give you an object real quick. Like there's a little canister like right here.
Okay.
And that little canister seems to be like filling up with the same like gas that's coming out, or like misty gas thing that's coming out. And as Thynevenom's like kind of like looking at this, yeah, it's like a gas.
Okay.
And as he notices, as he's like looking at it and like kind of examining it, he notices that it's poison.
It is poison?
It's poison. And as he notices that it's poison, the little canister explodes. And I need everyone but Falkus, since he's kind of like at the back, to give me a Constitution saving throw.
I got 19.
14.
So most of you besides Thynevenom, since he's the one that notices it, kind of like took a big waft of it, trying to figure out what it is. And he's going to take 2 damage. But he is also poisoned for 10 minutes.
I might have something for that. I'm pretty sure I can heal poison.
And everyone else takes 1 damage.
Okay. I do use lay on hands. I noticed that he's poisoned. And I use lay on hands, that cures poisoning.
The rest of you are poisoned for 1 minute.
I can use it on everybody. I have like 5 uses of this thing.
Yeah, no, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, yeah. So how many is it?
Meepo,
And
you...
then, like, including myself if I need to, yeah.
Yeah, so Meepo, you, Thynevenom, and Lenna are all poisoned for 1 minute. So I guess, yeah, since he said it's poison, you could... What we can say you can do, since it's like all happened at once, and like now that you know it's poison, we'll just say that you're like telling everyone to like huddle up real quick. That's like over here, so you can just kind of like group hug everyone and lay on hands. And I'll say, since we're doing it like this, it only uses 3. I'll give you yours as like a conductor thing. So yeah.
And that also does heal them too, so that also heals.
Yeah, so all your damage would go away, any damage that anyone took. So the rest of the poison just kind of like dissipates throughout the room.
Okay, well that sucked. I don't know why that one was that way. And so there's no more smoke left, like there's none of the poison stuff
Yeah,
left.
the poison's gone, but everyone that was kind of in that like close vicinity had to like felt the like explosion of that canister, and it filled up the room pretty significantly at that moment.
First fountain was cool, second fountain sucked.
Yeah.
Where did you say you wanted to go?
Through the door.
Through the door. Check out the door.
check out the door, like to the door, not through.
So as you're approaching the
This
western,
trap was
they're all
triggered, right?
they're already triggered.
It was safe.
They have like giant spikes sticking underneath them, so like even if it did try to trigger, it wouldn't go in. So as you, Borg, as you get closer to the door, you start to smell a scent that seems very familiar from home. It's the smell of rotting meat.
Have I noticed anything particular about the door? Is there any inscription or pictures or anything on this one? Any levers around it, things like that?
No, it looks to be just a normal door, but
No, wooden.
this one's a wooden door. You can definitely, like, that's why you can smell so much coming through it, because there's like cracks in it.
I was gonna say I let everyone know that I recognize the smell and what it is. I don't let them know like why I recognize it, but just be like I recognize the smell, rotting meat, and just like that, just as like a statement.
Meepo don't know what's behind that door. I've never been this far. I didn't even know there was a second dragon altar. Though I guess this one's bad.
Yeah, it seems that way. Falkus had a good idea. And I feel like does Falkus have the best stealth? Because yeah, can we like peek? Is there a way to like peek through the door? Is there like a keyhole, or is it like a rickety door where we can kind of like peek through without opening or anything like that?
It's definitely just like a rickety door. If you wanted to try to open it, you can. So as you guys are kind of like trying to figure out who like goes to open the door, Borg just kind of like decides to like try and open it, and the door just slams open, and a bunch of rats just swarm out, and I'm gonna need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh god.
10.
I got an 11.
Save me.
There's 5 rats.
It's got 2.
I get beat up by a bunch of rats.
Oh lord.
Yeah. So.
More rats go for
So I'm gonna mark this one as all these rats kind of like rush out of this door, and this stench just starts filling the room so much more. This one with
Way to
the
go,
yellow
Borg.
dot.
Sorry, I'm curious.
This one with the yellow dot on it. This rat is exceptionally larger. It's like 6 feet long.
Jesus.
Probably about like 3 or 4 feet tall, and it's just
God.
like
Can I write it?
seeping. It's like
You got a saddle?
it's like very swollen, and
Take
it's
an
like
opportunity to hop on it and look at that.
and it's kind of like seeping some like liquid from it, like a greenish liquid. But that one's gonna walk up to Thynevenom since it's the closest one. And
You still got that temp HP, right?
I do.
What's your armor class? So as this rat like walks up to you, it just kind of like screeches at you and like tries to bite you, and out of like a small amount of just like fear and spit being on your face, you like move your face and like it misses you.
Eradicate the screen.
Yeah. This next rat is going to move over to Falkus, and then it's going to attack, and then it is going to get a hit. You are going to take 2 damage. Next is going to be this giant rat. Move over to Borg, and it's going to attack. You are going to take 5 damage. It's going to like run up to you and kind of like bite at your arm. The next giant rat is going to move up to Thynevenom, and it's going to attack him. That one is going to connect, and you're going to take. He's taking 6.
And he has less than me. That is worse.
So that's still your 10 HP, right?
That's my temp HP, and I'm going to react to that.
Sure. So this rat is.
Health puke.
Sure, yeah. This rat jumps at you and like kind of bite at like your legs a little bit. It's going to be like trying to like biting at both of your legs. So what is hellish rebuke?
Point my finger at the creature that damaged you, and they're momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. Creature must make a dex saving throw.
What's the saving throw?
My spell save is 12.
12. It hits it. Describe how this hellish rebuke. What happens with this hellish?
2d10 fire damage. 7, 9, 16
Yeah. So that rat's dying.
fire damage.
Describe what
It
happens.
It just gets obliterated by this reddish black flame as I point at it.
Yeah, so that rat's gone. Next is going to be Lenna.
I am going to move here and attack that rat with my great axe, and I got a 23.
Jesus. Yeah, give me a damage roll.
Not rage mode either.
My damage is 3.
Okay, yeah, so you like kind of chop off one of its ears, and it's kind of just like now profusely bleeding, but it is still alive. Next is going to be this rat that's going to run over to Borg, and it's going to, let's see, it's going to attack you, charging over, while this other rat's was sort of like being like chittering around, and it's going to do 1 damage to you. Next is actually going to be Borg.
Alright, I'm gonna hit that one that just went after me, not the other one. And I'll keep it one-handed. 14?
Yeah, give me a damage roll.
9.
Describe to me how you kill this rat.
Alright, so after it just fucking cannoned me, I basically, like, fucking, I'll just say, like, I smash its fucking, like, head, like, with the hilt of my sword.
Sick. Yeah, so this rat's gone. Yeah, next is Thynevenom, though.
So I moved to the corner. I'm pointing at this rat that's above me, next to a board. And I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
Sure. What is that?
That one. I think that one took damage.
Yes, it did.
Point at one creature I can see within range. The sound of a door's bell fills the air around it for the moment. Target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. Plus a DC throw.
Yeah, it did not. It
Thing to do to the rat.
did not. It did not succeed.
It did not succeed, so it takes 1d12 necrotic.
That seems like an overkill on a rat, man.
Since it took damage, it's 1d12. If it did not, it's 1d8.
Hey, give me a d12.
It's a 6.
Describe what
This rat
happens
doesn't
to
even
this
want
rat
those
as it
hard.
dies.
Necrotic damage, I think necrotic would just be like it just starts rotting away. It doesn't necessarily say that we can hear the bell. The rat can't bell.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that rat has no idea what a bell is. That rat's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I would say the
It
rat would
starts
start
hearing
freaking out before it's.
Yeah, it has no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Like, that's a terrifying thing to do to a rat. Like, basically, it's like an alternate dimension where it's just hearing bells and disintegrating.
But I'm just gonna say it starts rotting away.
Yeah, so to add to that, I'll say it's skittering around kind of all around like Borg's feet and whatnot, and it's like instead of biting at Borg, it's like biting at itself, just trying to like stop whatever this noise is and like ramming its head into the wall.
Behind my shield, like poking at it with my sword. I gotta wait for it.
Like while it's like disintegrating, it's like
Freaking
slamming
out.
its head against the wall, trying to make it to stop. And next is going to be Meepo, who's going to like kind of position himself behind like everybody because he's like kind of scared.
No.
And then we have Falkus.
I got you, buddy.
I'll take a swing at this rat right in front of me. 14 to hit.
Yeah, give me damage.
4 plus 3, 7.
Ooh, just enough to describe how this dies.
I'll kind of like lure it into the ground, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Blood Curse of Binding on the big rat.
Ooh, what's that do?
Bonus action, you attempt to bind a large or smaller creature that you can see within 30 feet. They must succeed on a strength saving throw, DC of 12, or the cursed creature's speed is reduced to 0 and it cannot take reaction until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So it can't move for until my next.
Okay, so it got a 0. Yeah, think about that. So yeah, describe what happens as the spell goes off to this like giant, like kind of like, you know, decaying rat.
So as I like am skewering this other rat, my left hand turns like blood red, really bright, and then I'll stand back up and I'll just like my palm up, like point towards the other rat. I would say little streams of like blood red steam kind of like go towards him, and the rat is like frozen and almost like tied to the ground by these red strands.
Cool. All right. So it has a 0 movement speed now, you said?
That's correct.
So it can't move, so it's just gonna kind of like writhe around and like screech at all of you right now. And we're gonna go to Lenna. I'm assuming she'll just do this. That's fine, I can load some weed. For a random encounter, you guys just like slaughtered a bunch of rats really quickly. Though they did some damage.
Yeah, no, yeah. Imagine that.
Glad I have that tip actually.
Oh, you'd be dead otherwise.
I'm pretty close to, not quite.
How much do healing
16.
potions heal again?
I think it was 1d6.
Just want to make sure if I want to use one of those or a healing spell later on.
More? Not a healing, because I could cast. Well, there's a
Potion
spell
of healing.
that summons a potion.
It summons a potion?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A potion of healing. It might be a little more. 2d4 plus 2.
2d4. Okay. That might be one of those. Save my spell.
He's dead. You back, Lenna?
Yeah.
Oh, it is your turn now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
You missed it. The yellow rat got down. He cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, the yellow rat's kind of fucked up right now. Can't move.
So I'm going to move to that rat. And I'm going to try this again with my great axe. 13.
Yeah, give me a damage roll.
14.
Okay, so it's not dead yet, but like you swing into this like rat that's like bound up,
Hell yeah.
and like drive your great axe just into it, and like as that happens, like a bunch of blood squirts out and some pus. Give me a Constitution saving
That's right,
throw.
This thing is gross. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
10.
10? Okay, so you dodge most of the liquid that's coming out, but like a little bit of it gets like on your face and you take 1 damage.
Okay.
That is scars.
And then next is going to be Borg.
Me? Okay. Sick. Can I use one of those healing potions, move to it, and then attack? Is that like, are those all things I can do? Or will one of those take one of those actions?
I would say the potion would take an action.
Okay. I'm gonna move over to that rat, that space. It's like right next to it there in front of Patty. Yeah. Would two-handing my weapon be an action? Or can I just like do that on the
No,
way there?
that I would say you can just do,
bonus action.
yeah, like that's just like a bonus
Okay,
thing.
cool. Sure, yeah, as a bonus action, yeah, I'll two-hand it now. So, shield in my back. And then, yeah, I'm gonna swing at this thing.
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
16?
Give me a damage roll.
12.
Yeah, describe how you kill this like diseased giant rat.
Sick, okay. So it's facing Lenna most likely. So I think, yeah, as I kind of like run over, putting my shield on my back or whatever, and then I kind of just like drive it into its side. Like I don't like slash, I more like stab through it almost.
Mhm.
And then maybe like slash like up through its back, fucking through its spine and shit, some cool shit like that.
Nice.
Like stab through, slash up type thing.
Yeah, so as you do that, it's just like a bunch of blood spits out, but no more of the pus that came out with the first swipe, and it just falls to the ground screeching, and it's dead, and you all get 30 experience each.
That rat was gross.
No, it was gross.
Big encounter?
Now that the fight is over, can I use a healing potion?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Sick. Okay, what was it? What 2 dice was it?
2d4 plus 2, I believe it said.
5. Okay, cool. So
While that door is open, I'm just going to put that there so you guys can see it. That door is open, so that room you can kind of see into it. Yeah, I'm going to move you all in there just so that way you can just see it. You don't have to go in there yet. It's just so you guys can see the room on your map. So while you're standing here, you do notice that very oppressive smell that like was there is definitely coming from that room. And as you're looking back, you can see like a few chewed carcasses of cave rats and smaller vermin, and you can kind of see like maybe a humanoid creature in there.
Like a dead one or like an alive one?
Yeah, it looks like it would be dead. It's like a carcass.
Okay.
It's like chewed up, and it's just the room is just filthy, and there's just bone and hair and fur all over the place, and it definitely looks like there's a nest in there from like this giant rat that was like the oversized one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
How would you guys like to
I'd
proceed?
like to investigate the humanoid body.
Sure, you guys want to go in the room?
I do.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
I'm not yet.
Okay.
I'm curious about this giant rat. I'm gonna kind of go back behind it and do a medicine check and see if I can figure out what that pus was that was coming up.
Meepo's gonna follow Borg. So, looking in this room, you see that there's the first humanoid carcass you saw was actually that of just a goblin. But rummaging through the room a little bit more, you see that there's another corpse of a goblin, a corpse of a kobold, and then a human one. And I'm assuming you'd go up to the human one. And
Yes.
you see that it is a corpse of a ranger.
Can I tell what race?
So just from looking at
Oh,
it,
human. Duh, you said human.
yeah, it's human. So from looking at it, Lenna being part of the mercenary group notices that this is Karakas, the ranger that went missing from the party.
Oh, okay. So this is like one of the people that we'd be looking for.
Yeah. So looking through the room, you also notice that there's like a fair amount of like treasure in this room. I'd say you guys are in here for like a solid while you guys are searching and Thynevenom is looking at the rat. This is all going on for maybe about like 10 minutes or so. You guys are like searching through this room. You guys find 312 silver pieces, 68 gold pieces, 3 gems worth 25 GP each.
Ranger, I also want to check the ranger if I can't, like, just see if he was killed in here, like by these rats, or if he was like dumped in here, if he was killed another way, you know?
Yeah.
Like if he was murdered and then dumped here, if the rats got to him. I don't know.
Looking at the ranger's body, you can tell that he was killed, but give me an investigation check or a survival check.
Oh yeah, survival's much better. My investigation is -1.
Do we all need to do that?
No, I'm just gonna say
Survival is
Borg
plus
since
3.
he wanted to specifically look at those features.
50.
15? Okay, you notice that there are rat bite marks on it since he was in this room. Yeah, it's just nibbled on like most of the other corpses in the room. But at further examining, once you start taking off his studded leather armor to examine his body more, you notice that there are some charred stab wounds and also some possible signs of struggles around his wrist.
What could do a charred stab?
So as
Does
you're
someone have good arcana? Can I do an arcana check?
I do, but I'm not the one.
So as you guys are going through the body, there's some studded leather armor on him. You guys find 5 daggers. I'm assuming you guys just got him naked and took all the stuff off to look at his body.
For sure looting this guy. For sure looting.
Yeah, so there's some studded leather armor. There's 5 daggers. There's a long bow. In his backpack, you find a water skin, a day's worth of ration, a tinderbox. There's a quiver with 6 arrows. There is another potion of healing. There's a small pouch that has 17 GP in it. And there's a small ring on his finger that in common reads his name, Karakas, which so more confirms that this is the body of one of the adventurers that you were looking for.
Take the ring first, just go for proof.
I feel like that in my pouch.
Sure, yeah. So altogether in there, there's a pretty large amount of GP. I think it was 83 GP total. Flashing back over to Thynevenom, give me a medicine check.
18.
So what you can tell is this rat was definitely diseased. It seems to be diseased because it had a stab wound that had healed over, and that's what Lenna had popped open. Looking at the scar from it, you can tell that that's what
Gross.
yeah. So it had a previous stab wound and had some previous arrow marks in it, possibly from some previous rangers, or they could be small puncture wounds from kobold spears. You're not quite sure, but there are small puncture wounds on it. So that's why it was diseased. It was also pregnant.
Gross. Infected pregnant rat. Yum.
Nice.
I'll grab the bow, the quiver, and
I was gonna say, yeah. Does anyone want armor weapons?
arrow off of the ranger.
Sure, yeah, you can take those.
Are the daggers throwing daggers, or are they fighting
They're
daggers, or both?
just normal daggers. You could technically give everyone one. I could say you could equip Meepo with one.
Yeah, totally.
All right, we'll equip Meepo with a dagger.
And then would we all get daggers?
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
you all can put one dagger in there since there's 4 other.
I'm
And
gonna
then I would
take one of the gems.
Put up the 20 gold pieces each, and then give 3 to Meepo.
Sure. Meepo, happy you. I'm gonna put these on the altar when we get back. Do any of you want the studded leather armor?
Yes.
All right, you can take that. All that would be left is his backpack, which, if you want, you could have Meepo carry.
Yeah, works for me.
Alright, I assumed Borg got that healing potion.
I'm assuming.
So someone else can take it if they want. I already had an extra one because the priest lady gave me one. So if someone wants that, they can. The one I used was my extra one.
So I still have 3 healing potions.
I got 2 left, and then I still have 2 healing hand spells. We'll lay on hand. So I'm Gucci.
I got 2 potions.
What do you have, Falkus? Do you have 2?
I have 2, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll hold it and I'll divvy it out if we need.
I wanted to have you wanted to have an Arcana check on because he has like
Stab.
Oh.
I want to know like if we can figure out anything with that. I don't know even if it's magic or not, but I want to figure out what the at least.
So an Arcana check on the body?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Could we give it to Jonathan?
Can Jonathan possess it?
Jonathan's carrying capacity.
We'll
So
see.
Arcana check was a 18.
Sure. So, like, examining this body, you notice that the stab wound came from some sort of, like, magical sword.
Magical sword. Yeah, that's really not good.
The
Obviously,
guy who
yeah.
grabbed him with had a magical sword, remember?
Oh no, you're right. That was what he was talking about. That's like what those people were saying. That like, he kind of sucked other than his magical sword.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, very good call. Very good call.
Who was that?
That's one of the other dudes we're looking for, right?
I have their names.
That weapon get used on him by that person, or did he lose that weapon and someone else or something else used it?
Can you talk to dead people? I'll look over at Thynevenom.
No. If I can reanimate him, yes.
Go
But
for
at
it.
least we know it was the magical sword. That's good information. So I'm happy with that. Unless there's another check where we can figure anything else out. That's probably pretty good. So now I know betrayal is potential.
Just have that Law and Order noise in my head now.
Special Victims Unit.
Right.
Back to the...
Yeah, no, I think we start to head back down, and unless we want to try a second swing at this door, we go through that back way.
I'm thinking that door from the beginning is possibly the key that was behind that lady earlier in the last session. Remember, there was a key in a dragon's mouth.
Yeah.
So can we look at that door on our way back through and see if there's an actual keyhole?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sure.
I honestly thought that key was going to be for the round room we initially came through. There was that locked door.
Yeah, we can check it out. Yeah,
Yeah, so, Zach, I want to do a check on that door, see if there's a physical keyhole in it.
Sure, let's sit down.
I think a high No, investigation sucks.
Well, we had
My insight's a plus.
you had a 20 in that room earlier.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure
I did.
about that.
Yeah.
So, looking at the door, you notice that it does not have a key lock.
Right.
That's information though. It doesn't take a physical key, most likely. Any ideas before we move past?
No, I would say now we go
Yeah.
through that back way to the goblins.
Yeah. I'm done with that.
All right. Meepo doesn't know further past this area. Just to let you know, I'm not quite sure what goes on past this. But this is the back way to the goblins. Okay, so what would you guys like to do in this room? There is
If you said
one
it's just
door. Like, there's just one door to the north in this room.
Can I check out that door? Anything up with that?
Okay, so you said you wanna check it. Give me a perception check. You do notice that it's just a normal wood door, though. It doesn't look like anything special.
5.
Yeah, so you just notice that it's just like a normal like wooden door, but that's all you notice.
We'll do it. Investigate.
Let's see if someone else wants to take another crack at this. I see nothing.
Nat 20.
You're looking at the door. You do notice again that it's just like a normal wooden door. But through one of the cracks in the door, you kind of see a string you'll notice that there has been some damage done to this door. When you look really closely through the hole, you'll notice that there is a little bell, just like right on the hinge next to, on your side of the door. But there's a tiny little bell.
Okay.
Must be some kind of alarm.
Yeah, for sure. Can we try to disarm it?
I would say, yeah, you have the thieves' tools.
I'll say, since you noticed it, you just kind of like pull it off. Because it's from the damage on the door, like you're noticing that it's just kind of like they tried to like push the bell into the wood of the door. Like it's not like fashioned. The string on the other side is, you don't know necessarily what it's for, but the bell's just like, it could be what's like holding it through on the other side, but the bell is just like slammed in, so you just kind of like pull it out and the string comes with it, but nothing happens.
Good looking at.
Yes, I think this door was trapped, alarmed in some way, but done very poorly.
Goblins aren't great craftsmen. I'm not surprised. Good eye.
Isn't there a cobalt with the goblins?
Was there? Well, in the rat den, yes, yeah.
No, wasn't there? Well, the one that took the dragon. I thought there was one that.
No, I think that the cobalt that we talked about being with the goblins is the one who makes the fruit, or is like the gardener for the fruit. I don't know if they said he was a cobalt or not, but I think that was the only specific person we talked about. Creature we talked about.
I thought the one in charge on the throne said something about another betrayer or something.
I think I think it was the one who makes the fruit.
Since this door is now not trapped, that I can tell, shall we?
Yeah, set in.
Slowly open the door, keeping an eye out for other traps.
Okay, so as you guys open the door, I'm gonna say you're all just kind of like standing like on the same spots right now. It is a 10-foot hallway. As you get into the room, this 10-foot wide hallway is liberally just strewn with small caltrops.
Okay, that's what they are. I thought they were gonna be like
On the
spikes and shit.
northern wall, there seems to be a passage to the room beyond it, and it's partly blocked by a roughly mortared 3-foot high like wall, complete with like some backing and whatnot. So like from what you can tell, so there's just this 3-foot wall in front of you and a bunch of caltrops.
Do I need to do an investigation? Like, I can do an investigation to see if there's anything else in the room that we need to worry about, or I can
I'd say
tiptoe
just
through
looking.
these things?
I'd say just look at, you can pick them up, but like.
Just gonna sit from the side.
Yeah, I was about they.
Yeah, do I have a broom?
What I was gonna say, just like looking into the room, like it's just you just notice that there's a like they don't want people to pass through here though, but these aren't like glued to the ground. They're just very like kind of thrown out, like someone just threw them out, trying to make sure. It like thinking whomever would see it would just turn back because they wouldn't want to deal with it.
Sure, makes sense. Then yeah, I guess I head forward to check beyond the wall, like don't go over the wall, but like look to see into the next room if there's any dangers.
So you said you want to go up to the wall?
Yeah.
So as you go up to the wall, I'm going to need you all to roll initiative.
Oh, damn it.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nice. I got a 4.
So did I.
I haven't been rolling bad for initiative. Oh, also, I want to say, from when I picked up that dagger, I am now one-handing my sword and one-handing my dagger. I have an ability that I can do that. I can do hand open.
Sure.
Nice.
And it also lets me attack twice in a turn.
That's awesome.
11.
Meepo got a 17.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So what, as you were walking up to that wall, like 2 goblinoid creatures just like, they hear you walking up and they pop up and they just throw a javelin directly at you, Borg. And you are going to like be surprised and just take a 3 damage from this like javelin just like hitting you in like the stomach.
Cool.
But other than that, Falkus is first.
I got a 14 to hit with my longbow.
Whew. Okay, let's see. That you're gonna shoot the arrow, and it's going to just breeze by the goblin, Next is going to be Meepo, who's going to look at Thynevenom, and he's going to say... So he's going to ask if you have sleep readied.
Yes.
So he wants you to put one of the goblins... Meepo wants you to put a goblin to sleep so we can interrogate it. And maybe we can find out where the dragon is.
Honestly, great idea.
Yeah, I can attempt to do so.
And then Meepo's going to charge forward and try to stab the goblin that threw the javelin at Borg in the eye. And he's... Wow.
Badass.
Let's see.
So proud.
He is going to kill this goblin. So he runs up to this goblin and just fucking stabs it in the eye, and it bleeds out. So next is going to be Thynevenom.
I fist bump. Meepo.
So yeah, I'll I'm just gonna cast it, and it's gonna hit like fucking there.
Okay. So what's the what's I see it? What's the I see it? So what's the what do you call it?
It's 5d8. I'm gonna use this.
I'm going after poor Meepo.
Yeah, after he's
He's the only one who's killed one.
well, what does sleep do? Like, what does it specifically say?
Send creatures into a magical slumber, roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected in descending order of their current HP. It ignores unconscious creatures. Starting with the creature that has the lowest current HP, each creature affected by this spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. Until the spell ends, the sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake. Subtract each creature's hit points from the total before moving to the creature with the next lowest.
Sure. I mean, there's only roll your dice, and I'll let you know when you need to stop. Because if you put it to sleep, it's gonna end combat. 17? Okay, you put it to sleep. Combat ends. You would also put Meepo and Borg to sleep, but I'm gonna assume that you guys would just slap them awake.
I go slap Borg really hard. It's just like, huge slap.
I wake up slashing with the dagger wildly, not knowing what the fuck is happening.
Meepo wakes up
I just got a fucking javelin to my stomach and then I fell asleep.
Meepo wakes up from the commotion. Only Meepo, though. So the goblin's asleep, and each of you get 20 XP. This goblin is asleep, but still, alive.
Someone tie him up with rope.
I have rope.
Yeah, let's tie him up and then slap him awake. I got to slap some these, or I want to slap someone else.
Get over this wall first.
As you're entering this room, there's just so much filth on this floor, and there's like stains all over the wall, and there's shabby hides and this little fire pit like right next to where Falkus is standing. This room attests to just like years and years of use, and it's seen the hands of creatures unconcerned with hygiene. On the eastern side of the southern wall is a crudely mortared half wall, complete with the now that you guys are over it, it's the wall that you saw before, just from the other side. Bad it's made from this side, kind of like the door.
Glitter all over the floor.
In this room? Sure. Yeah, it's glitter.
It's glitter, yeah.
The goblins were playing with glitter.
You want to feel pretty. I slap the goblin.
I would ask Meepo what he wants.
Okay, so
Whose idea to put him to sleep?
yeah, so Meepo's gonna like walk up to the goblin, and he's just gonna shake him, and he's gonna be like, "Where's my dragon?" What? I don't know nothing about your dragon.
I would pull out my dagger and put it up to the goblin's throat and say, "Where's the dragon?"
What, are you gonna kill me?
Good.
Can I just smack the goblin, just cause?
Sure, you can smack the goblin.
I smack him.
I have my water skin. Can I waterboard the goblin?
All right, give me an intimidation check.
16. We can bad cop the two half-orc brothers.
Bad cop it.
So, from all the intimidation, this goblin, like with the knife up against it, getting slapped around and water thrown on him, he kind of like wraths around and he's like, I don't want to deal with this anymore, and he like stabs his face into Falkus's blade, and he dies.
I'm gonna collect my rope then. At that point.
I'm gonna wipe the blood off on Thynevenom's shirt, then put my blade away.
I don't like being bullied.
This motherfucker put me to sleep. Talk about bullying.
Alright, so is there another door in this room?
Yeah, there's a door on like where Borg is.
I'll investigate the door.
It looks like just a normal wooden door. But as you put your ear up to the door, you can kind of hear like arrows being shot.
Being shot currently.
Yes.
Okay.
It's your shield.
Like hitting the door?
Not hitting the door. They are hitting something. It kind of sounds like something soft, like it's like a...
Is it rhythmic or is it scattered?
The noise is all coming from like the same side, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily like in a rhythm.
Is it just, does it sound like, is it like a bunch of arrows? Like, is there multiple people? Or is it just like, sounds like one person like winking arrows at something?
It could be multiple.
Then yeah, I'll sheathe my dagger, and then like I'll kind of like ready my shield up, and then maybe I'll either open the door, have someone open the door for me as I kind of shield up, kind of peek through as we kind of maybe head forward.
I'll step over there and open the door for Borg.
Yeah, and so I'll have sort of shield up, sword ready.
I'll say you like slowly creep open the door, just because it's like a pretty crude door. You can do it pretty easily. And I'll say you go into the room, and from what you can see at the moment is it's just a hallway for this second. So you see that it kind of goes around to the west. So you head south a little and to the west. You can hear that same noise a little louder now, but nothing.
Can I like back up against wall, like Solid Snake Metal Gear shit, like peek around the corner?
Give me a stealth check. 10? Yeah, so I'll say you kind of like creep up against the wall like this way, and you kind of like look around and you can see a goblin. You can only see like one at the
Yeah, I can only see the one right now. That's cool.
but you hear others, and you kind of like, as you're looking around this like corner, you see that there's like a dozen of blunted and broken arrows that lie just kind of like cracked all over the cobblestone floor, and a few of them protrude from these 3 crudely sewn human-sized targets hung along the center of the south wall. And then you can kind of see that there's like a little like wall on the northern side, sort of like built like the had seen before. And but you can't see much else past that.
Okay. I kind of go back over towards like the group again and kind of like do some hand motions that like they totally don't understand, but like they can at least tell something's going on. But I'm like confidently being like fucking sending hand messages like they would fucking think.
I feel like I would know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because you were military, so yeah. And I basically I let them know that like I can hear more basically, or whatever. See one, hear more.
What would you guys like to do? I would say you have the stealthy advantage knowing that one is there right now.
I would suggest readying my bow and maybe
So
take
let's say, yeah, I call in to switch out with Falkus, I think is what I'll do actually.
Okay.
I think he has the best chance at like getting like a sneak attack on that one if he can. And that can be a good start to initiative at least.
Give me an advantaged attack roll.
17.
Yeah, give me a damage roll.
9.
What's going to happen is you are going to kill this goblin, but after that, I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative. But so describe how and like where you're shooting this goblin.
I would say that Borg identifies like exactly where he is. Like he tells me, 20 feet this way, right over the 3-foot wall. There's a goblin peeking over, and I draw my arrow and lean over the wall and instantly shoot, just know exactly where he's at, right through his head.
So these other 2 goblins are gonna like rush forward and jump over to like, since they know that you're here now. Falkus is gonna be first.
All right.
Basically gets a double attack.
Yeah, so I'll take my back roll, which is 15.
Yeah, give me a damage roll.
4.
Which one were you shooting?
I'm going for the closest one to me in the middle.
You're gonna shoot this arrow at it, and it's gonna like stick in its neck, but it's bleeding from it, but it doesn't pull it out, and it's not dead yet.
I'm using my movement to get to right in front of the middle target there to leave room for other people to come through.
Okay. Now we'll be Borg.
Okay, yeah, I'll kind of run up to the side of that same one that he just shot, one through the neck. Okay, yes, that should only be 20 feet away. And then I'm one-handing my sword, so then yeah, I'm just gonna kind of slash at him with my longsword. Attack roll 14.
That goblin is gonna like see you running up to him and about to slash him, and he's gonna like dodge out of the way, and he's gonna be like, I'm not getting hit twice. And then now it's gonna be this other goblin's turn, and he is going to run towards Falkus. He's gonna be like, you killed my friend, and he's gonna try to stab you. He's gonna try to stab you with his javelin, and he's gonna like miss. Next would be Meepo. Meepo's gonna follow behind Borg, because Borg's his friend, but he's going to, and he's going to attack the same one that Borg was attacking. He's going to try to like stab it in the leg. Meepo is going to like cut like right into his artery, and he's going to kill it.
He was a fucking badass guy. He's killed more goblins than any of us.
Next is Thynevenom, who still can't see anything, just hears the commotion.
I can't see anything.
God, you're being carried by an NPC.
Right there. And this one has not been damaged.
Nope.
I go ahead and use Chill Touch on it.
Sure.
Which is a ranged spell attack. Right. I'm just creating a ghostly skeletal hand. It's got 120 foot 13.
You are gonna like try to like touch it, but you're gonna just like barely miss it.
Okay.
Next is going to be Lenna.
First, I gotta move. See, I'm gonna throw my hand axe. 19.
Give me a damage roll.
8.
Describe how you kill this goblin.
Throw my hand axe and I slice it in half from the head down.
Just savagely starts like, cutting through it. Throws it and then savagely cuts through it, like it's like a meat. Yeah, you all get 30 XP. As you get into this other room, you notice that there is a fire pit on the other side of that wall. And there's 3 doors in this room. There's one kind of to your west side near you, and one on the west side of the wall. There also seems to be a door pointing to the north.
Can we take these goblins' weapons?
Yeah, let me...
So yeah, they're using javelins, weren't they?
Yes, so one of them has a short bow, and the other 2 have javelins.
I already have javelins. Want those, and I probably wouldn't be good at the short bow.
Probably get the bow to Meepo, and then
Short bow and for Meepo, yeah. We can do that.
Sure.
take the javelins.
I'm gonna say it had 10 arrows on it.
During this time, can I also give my extra health potion to Meepo, just as like a hold?
Sure. Meepo the battle fighter.
Right out, dude.
It's one of us.
Dude's straight vicious.
I want to do a perception on the. See if there's any other functionality.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Nat 20.
So you'll notice it is definitely like a practice room. You'll notice that one of the goblins had a little silver flask that a dwarven had make, like a dwarf had make. It's like a dwarven flask. It's worth about 50 GP. It is filled with a wine of some sort. You also see that there is a key.
Oh.
Do I notice anything about the doors?
Which door do you want to look at?
The one next to us.
When you walk up to it, you kind of like, it looks like just a normal wooden door. You hear like something on, like there's some rustling on the inside, but the door is locked. It sounds like muffled, like there's some muffled sound coming from the inside, but the door is locked, and there is a keyhole that looks like it just takes like a normal key.
Should I try to open this door?
Let's investigate the other doors first, and then make an option from there. See where we want to go first.
Okay.
I'll investigate one of the other doors, or again, someone else will do it with a better check can if they think they can get it.
I'll check the north.
So when you like investigate these doors, you both notice that they're just doors that would just they're just normal wooden doors, and they both just kind of like open. They're not locked, but you don't hear any noise coming from either side of those ones.
Okay.
At least not anything like immediately that you could hear on like the other side.
I say we check these ones first, just a quick look in since they're going to be easy to open, and then if there's nothing in there, then we try the key on the locked door.
Let's go north.
As you go north into this other room, it just seems like there's just a hallway with some more doors.
Maze.
Yeah, it looks like it goes deeper. It looks like it's going deeper into the dungeon.
Maybe we hold off on this way.
Check
Maybe
out the
let's
other way first.
Check out the other way, and then maybe the locked door.
There you go. Sounds good to me.
Just see what our ways forward look like, what our options are.
So when you go into this room, the north and south walls of this chamber are stacked halfway to the ceiling with ill-made barrels, boxes, and crates. You can see that there is a clear path just to the western door. Closer examination of some of the barrels, one of them is labeled elf pudding in common, like very like small,
Potentially
written,
gross.
yeah, like small written underneath, but all the other rest of stuff is written in Goblin. So I don't know if any of you know Goblin.
Okay. So it's like it's just like a bunch of crates with mainly Goblin written on it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the south wall here and investigate the boxes, see if I can figure out what's inside.
Sure. Just give me an investigation check.
17.
So you open one of the boxes, and like this just crude smell just comes out at you, and it looks like there's some food in this crate, but it doesn't look very good. It looks like some food that should have been stored in a cold area, and this room is not refrigerated.
Gross. And what was the thing that was in common? What was written on that again?
Elf pudding.
Elf pudding. Okay.
Check the other boxes.
Yeah. So you go through a lot of these boxes, and you find like just various possibly wines and waters and other foods, but none of them are of quality. They smell gross. Even the elf pudding it doesn't look good. But it looks like this might be
look good.
It looks like this is some kind of
It's just like
pantry,
something
yeah, some pantry made by goblins. They obviously don't have as well of standards as you guys would.
Uh-huh.
All right. Do we wanna try that locked door?
I'm done.
There's something on the other side. Do we have to be prepared?
Well, it looks like there's a door on this west wall, too.
There is, yeah. I think I want to see what's behind this one. Get this room cleared. I think at this point I probably have my sword and my dagger out. Put my shield away, sword and dagger.
Who had the key? Who's going through the room first?
It wasn't me. I think it was Thynevenom with the key.
I had the key.
I don't remember.
Yep. Check to see if the key fits.
Yes. So as you put the key in, you do notice that the lock does seem to turn. So and you hear the lock on the door unlock. You are able to open this door, and you push it open just slowly, I'm going to assume. As you come into this room, it's a very small, like a very low ceiling room, and there's a large iron spike driven into the floor near the door. So it looks like this room might have once been trapped. There's a small iron cage in the back of the room, and several sets of corroded manacles are connected to the walls, and some still bind a few crumbling skeletons. There also seems to be 3 kobolds in this room, and when they see Meepo, all of their eyes sort of light up.
Can I greet them in Draconic?
Yeah.
Just like a simple trying to be friendly sort of like greeting.
Yeah, so you'll notice they're all tied up, but they
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe say something reassuring in Draconic, but other than that, they seem. Well, I'll ask Meepo. I assume. Like, do you know these, or like what's going on here?
Yes, I know these ones. We haven't seen them for a week or so. That we sent them out to go try to find Kalsarex. They never came back. This is Jin Jin.
Jin. Okay. Yeah, and then while he's explaining, then I'm like once I figure out that they can keep them out, I go to untie.
Okay, yeah. So they're just like, they have just weird kobold names, but these kobolds, they're kind of like talking in Draconic because these ones don't speak Common, and they say that who relays back to you guys that they don't know where Kalsarex is, but they're afraid that they're going to be ransomed off. Like the goblins were going to ransom them off, so they're afraid to leave. They don't want to like run into any goblins, and they're asking if if the way back is a safe path.
I let them know in Draconic that we have cleared the path back.
So when you do
Are
that,
you relaying what they're saying?
yeah,
Did you say Meepo is?
yeah, Meepo was relaying to you guys the common of what they were saying. I mean, Borg understands it, but
Yeah, Meepo is translating for us.
those 3 kobolds are gonna run back to the home area.
That's unfortunate.
They didn't know much from what Meepo was saying, but they reacted positively.
They would have cooperated.
They were happy to hear that we were looking for the dragon. While you're doing that, there's
I was say, what is this thing?
from this little like cage. He says, "Can you help me, please?"
Is that in common?
Yes, yes.
Slowly walk over to it and like I ask who it is, like who they are.
As you get closer, he says, "My name's Erky Timbers.
Erky Timbers.
Erky Timbers. That's me."
Can I tell anything about this thing? Can I tell what it is? Like, can I do,
You
like,
can
investigation
tell
or-
he's a gnome. He is
A gnome?
A gnome in a very small iron cage.
Why are you in a cage?
If you help me out, I can tell you.
Hmm.
The goblins put me in here.
But why?
But why?
You help me, I'll help
You're
you.
not necessarily. I walk away, grab all of us, like huddle, team fucking huddle. Like what the fuck? Okay, what should we do with this gnome? He's a little demanding.
He's the one in a cage. Tell him what we need to know.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Like he's not in a position to demand shit. Do we let him out?
Yeah, or you should keep trying to question while he's in the cage and cooperates. So we'll let him out.
Okay.
What is it you're looking for? I know lots of people come down here for different reasons. Which one is it for you?
We're looking for some missing people.
The humans?
Yes.
Are they all humans, or is only some of them humans? I forget.
Well, the ones I know were humans. There was 3 of them. I'll tell you this, the goblin caught them just like they caught me.
What did they catch you doing, dude?
They didn't catch me down here. I was up on the old road.
So you were headed towards the fortress?
I wasn't heading to the fortress.
When did you see the humans?
That was over a month ago.
Over a month ago.
They said the names were, I think, Talgan, Sherwin, and there was a Sir Bradford. The goblins kept them here for about a week, and then they removed them. Something about Bellic wanted them. And that's the last I heard about them.
Do you know who?
Have I heard of it before? Is that a name we've heard before?
That's the one who grows the fruit.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I suspect he tends to the enchanted garden and harvests the fruits, something the goblins call the Gutlash tree, I believe. But they speak of it only in the most terrified of whispers. The enchanted fruit grows on that tree. But could you help? If you help me out, I could maybe give you some more information.
He has been cooperative.
I'm also a cleric. I could, if you need some healing, I could heal you.
I say we attempt to let him out.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So we're trying to get him out. I could use some healing.
It's
Okay.
the locked. I mean,
Yeah, it's like a locked cage. It's just some iron bars.
Does the key that we use for the door to get in, does that open the cage?
You would attempt to do that, and that would not work.
There is a lock on it though, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about the lockpick set? Don't we have one of those?
Gonna try to pick the lock.
Give me a dexterity check.
But nope, 4.
Yeah, one of your lock picks snaps in half.
Assume where he might know if he knows where a key might be.
Well, I
Or who
would
might have one.
maybe a goblin, but I couldn't tell you which one.
I point at Lenna. I say, Lenna, smash.
Smash.
Smashing.
Give me a strength check.
Okay.
I yell to gnome, cover your eyes.
11.
Yeah, so you're gonna walk up to the cage and just like look at all of them while they're like trying to fiddle with the like thieves tool and whatnot, and you're just gonna like bend the bars open and let the gnome out. Oh, thank you. Here, let me heal you. And he like touches all of you, and you all will gain back 4 HP. Thank you.
Back to full.
So you
I think you
all,
would.
for freeing him, you all will be getting 50 XP. Thank you. I can't be of much help for you. I don't have any type of gear, but I could come along with you. I could maybe try to help you.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Did you have any other questions? I said I'd answer them.
What do you know about this place, if anything?
Well, I'll tell you this. Months past, I was on my way to the old road, and bad luck seemed to catch me when some goblins caught me. I was headed to a chapel further down, but I didn't know that the bridge was broken. So as I went to turn back, I got ambushed by some goblins. I've been down here for a few months ever since. My deity's blessings have kept me healthy. Otherwise, I'm sure I'd be dead from starvation and abuse.
Have the goblins said anything to you?
They haven't
Why they
said
just kept
anything.
you here?
Not to me. I just don't. I think they just think I'm funny looking. But they like to torture me. That's probably why they kept me down here. But I don't. They don't know I can speak Goblin. So I've just. Yeah. So I've just been listening a little bit to what they have to say down here. They're kind of afraid of that tree, it seems.
Possibly why?
I've heard that there's twig blights down there, that they live with the tree. I also heard the fruit, they call it the midsummer fruit. It's the one that heals the spirit and the vigor of those who eat it, and then the midwinter fruit is the one that steals the same. And Bellic allows to sell the goblin and the fruit on the surface, but I'm not really sure why.
You said the two fruits do the same?
No, it steals the same. So instead of restoring your spirit and vigor, it steals your spirit and vigor.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I've heard about those goblins talk about the grove below, though. And Bellic, he's I believe a spellcaster, but that's all I know.
Well, it's good that he knows.
Yeah, good. Goblin. Can he use daggers?
Sure, I could try to use a dagger.
What kind of weapons do you like?
At the moment, I'd like any kind of weapon. I haven't had anything in a while.
I'll give him my dagger. I'm gonna ask him if he knows the way to the tree.
I don't, unfortunately. They brought me down here and stuck me in this room. But I do know, the one thing I do know, you were looking for those humans, you said, right?
Correct.
I believe Bellic wanted them, so they must be down below.
We gotta get to the tree. Okay. Where we wanna go first? Do we wanna go through this storage room, or do we wanna go through the long hallway with 2 doors?
I wish you
I'm almost like storage just because there's one option.
Yeah, I was about to say, we could just end it in this, room.
We got him, so call it right here.
Call it with Erky. I'd say you guys haven't been down here long enough to need a rest yet, so you probably wouldn't need to rest. Unless you guys really feel the need to do a short rest or something.
No.
We can do this.
I'm good.
We can pause it right.
Sure, yeah, so we can just end right here where we're at, and we can pick this up next time. You guys had a lot of 4 encounters and the
No, they definitely it was eventful.
Yeah. All right, guys, that was fun.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
For sure.
All right, talk to you later.
Later.
Bye.
Later.
Later.